It's a podcast. I'm Brock, and with me, as always, is the one, the only, the Brooks.
I love the there. What up? What up?
What up? Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the reverse of Facebook.
What?
Well, they were going to call Facebook the Facebook,
Oh, okay.
and then Justin Timberlake's character in the movie said, "How about just Facebook?" So I've taken it the reverse way. Instead of just
I've.
Brooks, how about the Brooks?
What about every fucking old person calling it Bookface and thinking they were the funniest person on earth?
Oh yeah.
That was every old person. It's like Jesus Christ.
Or mixing it up with my book or my face.
Yes, 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 yes.
I remember when it was the be all and end all to being someone's top 10 friends.
I didn't even know they had that.
Well, you had like a friends list.
Right.
Let's say you had 20 friends, you could only show 10 on the page.
Oh shit.
So it was kind of like, my 10 favorite friends.
Absolutely. Oh my god.
Yeah, but then like everything, there was hacks that you could then show more than 10, and it kind of took away, the relevancy of it. Plus, Tom was always your friend. He was your first friend.
Oh, that's bullshit.
So everyone that opened an account, they had straight away one friend, Tom, whether you liked it or not.
That's wild.
He was like the U2 of Apple. When what was it they released? They forced you couldn't get rid of it. It was U2's latest album at the time.
Yes,
Was it the
yes.
iPhone or the
Yeah,
iPod? It
I think
was
on iPods, yeah. I think on any Apple product you bought at the time, it just came with this U2 album.
U2,
Like, what?
U2 album. Yeah. God, it's so hard to
Yeah, U2.
gotta catch yourself because I haven't said U2 in
Yeah, seriously,
probably a good decade.
seriously. Well, I think they're doing, like, a Vegas residency at the, like, Sphere in Vegas.
You know your career's plateaued. It's just like, well, they're doing it. Kiss are doing their Avatar, so they're not touring anymore.
No. Well, they say that, but now it
Did you
almost
see
seems
that?
like what's that?
You saw Kiss's Avatar thing?
Oh, I don't think I did.
AI avatars. So you can go to like an AI concert.
Oh, boy. So, like, those hologram things, basically.
Oh, no, they're more than a hologram because they will interact with
Okay.
you. If you
That's
yell
creepy.
out to them, it'll understand in real time that you've said something, and it'll turn around to you. And so they've retired like live touring, but they're going to,
Oh
it's like
god.
yeah, AI versions of them. That was their big reveal after they did their final show.
Oh my god, I would have booed them for that.
I'm pretty sure Kylie Minogue is in Vegas as well, an Australian singer.
Oh, okay.
I
I
know
know
Celine
Usher
Dion
had
was
one
there
recently. Yep, Celine Dion.
before she got sick or whatever she
Yeah,
has.
yeah.
Obviously, Elvis was the big one, and
Yep,
he paved the way
yep.
for it.
Pretty much, yeah. I think Drake either had one or is having one soon eventually. A lot of artists seem to be yeah, I mean, I would fucking do it if I was an artist, make a shit ton of money and live on, like, the top floor of some wildly luxurious
Yeah,
Vegas hotel. I'd
just walk
fuck
down
yeah.
to your concert. Yeah,
Yes. Well, they said who is it? Somebody who plays at Madison Square Garden all the time. I can't think of who it is.
the
I wanna say
Knicks.
Ellen. No, I know the Knicks play the cunt. Um,
Whoa, gone
shut up.
straight for the C bomb.
I know, that was rude. That's rude.
Bypassed the F bomb straight to the
I
C
know,
bomb.
what the
Wow.
fuck? Jesus, what an asshole. I wanna say it's Elton John, but that doesn't sound right. But basically, they take, like, a helicopter from their mansion to the roof of Madison Square Garden. It's like 15 minutes. Like, that seems like the life, and he does it, I think, like, 1 month every year.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Elton John. I don't know why that name's in my head.
Would the Eagles have done one?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because they're like a legacy. What are they? They called legacy bands now. What are they called? They're not.
Yeah, I mean, that would definitely a legacy band works. I don't know if that's
I tell you, who isn't
100%.
going to be doing one?
Oh,
Toby Keith.
ooh, I know. I don't like my mom was the biggest Toby Keith fan. Like, I don't like country music, but my mom was the biggest Toby Keith. I think she thought he was hot, but she was the biggest Toby Keith fan.
I despise country music. I guess is
Yeah, I can't do it.
putting it lightly.
But a very sad story. Like, he was, like, 62, I think?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I didn't think he was that old, to be honest.
No, me
Not,
neither.
but like I said, I don't really follow it, so I knew the name, and I just thought, yeah, that's the guy that always wears the hat. I know that doesn't narrow it down, but
No.
he's always got looks like fake stubble.
Early in his career, yes. Towards the end of his career, he got a pretty good beard.
They put like a template on his face and just sprayed it with glue, and then threw up hair from a barber shop
Yes,
in his
yes, yes,
face.
yes. No, I could see that.
Couldn't tell you a song he sang, just knew he was country,
I
but
knew a few of his songs. He had a lot of very good, like, patriotic songs, so very, like, cheeseball kind of, but I enjoyed it, and my mom was a huge fan of him, so, like, I knew a good amount of his music. But a very sad story, like, stomach cancer sounds awful. Like, that sounds
so
dreadful. But he was, like, very quiet the last couple of years anyways, which I always found a little odd. But I guess, like, he had a performance, I think, like, almost right after he got the diagnosis. I wanna say in 2022, and he sounded fine. I mean, I know cancer is fucking insane, like,
you don't
I've
sing
dealt
with your
I've dealt with
stomach.
it. Well, some of his songs, I think you kinda can, I think.
I didn't realize, because for anyone that listens to the podcast or listens for a while, they know
Mhm.
that I support OKC in the NBA.
Correct.
But apparently, he was a big fan of the Thunder. So
Yeah,
he put a
yes.
thing up today, sort of like a, rest in peace, and a picture of him in the crowd supporting.
I wanna say he lived in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I kind of skipped over. I didn't read the whole post. I just went, oh, okay. So whether he either lived there or he was born there, or
Right, one
yeah,
of it's
obviously he
one
had
of
some connections and
yeah.
ties to it, enough to want to go to the games. Take
Oh,
time
yeah.
out of his busy schedule, I assume.
He was very popular for country music for a long time, and, like, the whole stomach cancer thing is sad. Like, 62 years is pretty young, and but like you said, I thought he was younger than that. I didn't, but I mean, 62 is
Yeah,
young, to die of stomach cancer, which sounds
these days
so
it's young.
dreadful.
Go back to medieval times, you'd be like,
Yes, yes.
you'd be a wizard. Why is he still alive?
So comparatively speaking to medieval times, 62 is very young. But very sad story. I feel bad for my mom because she's a huge Toby Keith fan. I consoled her today. She's on a rough run here because she was also a big Kenny Rogers fan as well. He passed away not too long ago.
But at least you could still go and eat his chicken.
What?
They still have Kenny Rogers chicken.
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to tell her if they do.
He had chicken restaurants, I'm sure.
Really? I did not know that.
I'm going to Google it because I'm sure.
Please do, because then I can be like, "Hey, mom, I got a vacation for us," and then I'm going to be the favorite son again. That would be right up her alley.
No, Kenny Rogers Roasters.
Oh,
Okay, Kenny Rogers Roasters is a chain of chicken-based restaurants founded in 1991 by country musician
interesting.
Kenny Rogers and former KFC CEO John Y. Brown Jr.
Ooh, what a snake. Now I really wanna go.
Okay, I'm going to type in Kenny Rogers Roasters Boston. See if
Yeah,
there's one in Boston.
I that has to be a down south restaurant.
Oh, the decline of Boston market, Kenny Rogers Roasters.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, hang on, they may not still be around. I'm going to
Oh,
open up
no.
the Wikipedia.
Oh, fuck. Good thing I didn't text my mother yet.
Oh no, hang on, they still. History, number of restaurants,
Uh-oh.
number of restaurants and countries of operation.
Hmm.
Okay, let's have a look. Oh, hang on. The company entered Chapter 11 bankruptcy in
Oh, no.
1998.
Oh, Jesus. He wasn't even born yet. How do you fuck up chicken? Everyone loves chicken.
Oh, it ended in the United States. It took purchase.
Oh, damn it.
Nathan's Famous and Miami Subs. So I guess that's another brand.
Oh. I know Nathan's hot dogs, but I don't think that's the same.
Nathan's continues to serve Kenny Rogers Roasters items in selected locations, such as its flagship location on Coney Island.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah, so Miami Subs, since sold off by Nathan's, no longer has a Kenny Rogers section on their menu. Despite the
Don't tell my mom
chain's
that.
end in the United States, Kenny Rogers Roasters continues to flourish in Asia. Okay, you can go for an Asian holiday.
Interesting. The Asians love Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, so 140 restaurants across Asia, which has continued expansion in Malaysia, the Philippines, and more recently, southern China.
What the fuck? The Southern China one might be the most shocking. I wouldn't think they would want anything from us, but they're like, "Oh no, bring us Kenny Rogers chicken." It's fascinating to me.
Obviously, it used to be America, but now it's Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, China, and the
China.
Philippines.
China's doing the reverse now. They're taking our chicken places and putting them in their country. This is something that I need to stand up for.
In addition, Roasters Asia Pacific has been undergoing expansion in
What the
other
fuck?
international territories, including India and the Middle East. Kenny
What?
Rogers Roasters opened its first outlet in Brunei in January 2013. The second Brunei outlet was opened in 2015. In 2016, first one opened in Thailand,
Oh
in
my god.
Phuket. There's currently plans to open another one in February 2023. So last year, so a year ago,
Last year.
Kenny Rogers Roasters opened its first flagship restaurant in Dubai.
Ooh.
There you go.
My only problem with Dubai is I don't think you can drink.
There's probably parts you can if on the down low. Well, there you go. You've got a few options.
I'm Kenny Rogers must be appalled that his own Americans gave up on his chicken company and it's been taken over by the Asians. And who would have thought the
uh,
Asians love themselves some Kenny Rogers chicken?
who doesn't love chicken?
That's what I'm saying. Like, chicken is always in demand. If you have a good chicken Sammy, people are going to get it. I love a good chicken sandwich. I've also come back around. For a minute, I was not crazy about the pickle on the chicken sandwich. I've turned around on that. That is a good play.
Well, next time you're speaking to your mum, you should ask her if she knows about the roasters.
I'm going to now because I mean, it sounded like it was around like when I was in her womb. So I'm gonna have to ask her. I'll have her call into the show.
Yeah. Call in if you know anything about chicken.
Actually, that would be a terrible idea because then she'd just stay on to talk about Kenny Rogers. Be like, no, no, not that type of show, mother. It's enough of that.
Well, jumping, seeing we were talking about originally someone that had a pain in the gut to someone that caused a pain in someone else's gut. Our old friend Alec.
I hate your transitions so much.
Our
Oh,
old friend
Alec,
Alec,
Alec, Alec.
Alec Baldwin, back in the news.
And stay away.
Last time we left him, he'd gotten off. They dropped the charges of manslaughter,
That's what I thought.
involuntary manslaughter, for the death that happened on the set of the movie he's doing, Rust.
Which I am now convinced more than ever that movie's never coming out.
Oh, they restarted doing it.
Let me rephrase that. That movie should never come out.
They've recharged him.
Good.
on a new charge. So yeah, actor Alec Baldwin entered a not guilty plea on Wednesday on a new involuntary manslaughter charge in the shooting death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins on a New Mexico movie set in October 2021.
I keep forgetting that it was New Mexico. For some reason, I continuously think that it was just regular Mexico. I don't know why.
That's the
Probably
newer
because it
one.
sounded like it was such a shit show on the
It's
set.
cleaner.
That's why that's on my brain.
Okay, let's have a look here. So he was earlier in the month
Mhm.
indicted on the shooting, nearly a year after prosecutors dropped similar charges against him. At the time, the prosecutor's office said that it would continue investigating the matter and that it could refile charges. So they must have found something, obviously, to say, hey, we could get him.
Right.
Because why would you go through the hassle to refile if you know you're only going to end up
Yeah.
in the same situation?
I completely agree with that. It's just very weird to me because, again, I'll go back to my original point in the whole thing. The trigger didn't pull itself. That's the as simple in layman terms as we can break it down. The trigger didn't pull itself. But go on.
Yeah. Well, no, to that point, they're alleging that Baldwin caused Hutchins' death either by negligence or
Ah,
total disregard or indifference for safety.
I was honestly going to say gross negligence, but I was like, A, I didn't want to mess up negligence. And B, it's like, I don't know if that's something you can charge somebody for. I don't want to sound like a dumbass.
No, you can.
But that's absolutely what it was. Like that, he's certainly guilty of. That's one of the things they teach you in firearms class. Like to get your license to carry in Massachusetts, you have to go through like a gun safety course. And then I did a hunter safety course, which is a gun safety course on top of a different course. One of the first things that they drill in your head for days is your response. Once that gun is in your hand, you check everything. You just assume it's been handed to you, loaded, safety's off, all of this shit. You're supposed to check that. You're supposed to do all of those safety things. So he's 100% guilty of negligence. I don't think that's even debatable.
The new charges center around the prosecution's case that his role as the actor holding the weapon and also as his role as the co-producer means he's legally responsible
Yes.
for the production safety. Where they
100%.
previously, when they were prosecuting, and then the charges that they previously dropped, it was based on evidence that the hammer of the revolver may have been modified, allowing it to fire without the trigger being pulled.
Which I just found that hard to believe.
Yeah, so they're coming at it from a different angle.
Honestly, I think initially they had the right angle. Like, I think it was a lot of
Oh
Baldwin
no, but
money.
it'd be like saying the car was modified so it couldn't go below,
I just
20
find that
miles per
so
hour.
hard to believe with a gun.
Yeah, but I can see what they're doing because it's like if you were doing a movie about cars and there was a car crash
Yeah, I
and
get what you're
someone
saying. Yes.
died. Yeah,
Yes.
it's like we can't prove that the car was modified to go under 20 miles per hour, but we can
Right.
prove that, hey, because he was in charge of the car and something happened to the car, then he should be liable for it. So,
Right.
yeah, but they get paid the big
Which,
bucks.
hey, that's exactly, hey, that's why I'm not a fucking lawyer. That, and I don't think I'm Jewish. But I get what you're saying. With you did some probably much harder to prove the modification thing versus being like he's a co-producer, he's holding a gun, and again, you check to see if it's loaded. And again, I don't care about the dummy thing. Again, that's on his ass. If it was anybody else, if it was anybody else who shot it, like say it was they were testing it, somebody shot it, that person would absolutely be in jail. Like I said this the last time we brought up Alec Baldwin. He is 100% guilty on this, the negligence part. And he still shot her, so
He's going to end up being the dummy at the end of the day.
he has proven to be the dummy.
You're a gambling man, as
I
you've
am. What gave that
stated in
away?
previous shows, that haircut.
You're right.
Now, do you ever put money on claw machines?
Oh, I'm excited for the story. So I, for a minute, when I had a certain girlfriend at the time, she lived like near this kind of mall that had an arcade in it. And most Fridays after work, I didn't want to fucking go to the mall, do anything. It's like I want to go home and have a beer. It's like I don't want to do this. She's like, oh, you can play some skee ball. It's like, you know what? I do want to play some skee ball. But to show my worth, I would get red hot at one claw machine. Now, granted, it's when she was out walking, and I was like, oh, I'm playing skee ball. And I'd basically just maneuver the fucking items in there and wait until she came back and then make it look like I win. So, yes, I love me a good claw machine victory, and I understand the frustrations of a claw machine.
Okay, so this came up. This is in Queensland, Australia.
So, so when we get to this, I do need to bring up this is probably up there with like my irrational fears of like quicksand, and what happened to this poor kid is what I thought would happen to me more in my life.
Yeah, so the headline for the story is Out of the Box Solution After Boy is Trapped in Claw Machine. A 3-year-old boy with his eye on a prize found himself in trouble after he crawled his way into a claw machine at Cabalaba, Brisbane. That's in Queensland. So Queensland police posted a video on Twitter showing Ethan trapped, but taking it very calmly inside the glass-walled box surrounded by plush toys. Ethan proved very cooperative with rescuing officers, clambering over to a safe corner and covering his eyes when told. Police had to shatter the glass in order to lift Ethan out, but the
Oh
boy
my
was
god.
unhurt. And then the cop said, "You won a prize." Joked, "Which one do you want?" Now, two things. He didn't get a prize. They didn't
Fuck
get
that
one.
cop.
Yeah. Oh, they gave him the cops ended up giving him like a koala dressed as a cop plush toy.
I was gonna say, I was like, you should at least get something.
But he didn't win one out of the actual Hello Kitty machine because that's the machine he's in. The fact that he could crawl in and up is like crazy.
I mean, that's impressive.
Got video, not even getting into it, but video actually in it. So I'll bring it up here.
I was so scared of this happening to me. I don't know why I'd ever be in this situation, but I'd have like reoccurring nightmares of being stuck in one of these.
Not as a 24-year-old, anyway.
No, that's the melatonin now. And now it's being stuck at my job.
Tablet, but this one here, yeah. Are
Damn,
able to
he's
get into
young.
that back corner?
He's only 3.
Ethan,
That's
go to that
crazy.
back corner. Go over to that corner over there.
Oh my god.
They're getting him to go into a corner and
He is
cover
very
his eyes.
cooperative. I'll give him that because I'd be freaking the fuck out.
Yep, and cover his eyes. Now, Ethan, cover your eyes.
Hide.
Here we go. Bang! It's like, whoa!
What's that glass? Come here, buddy. There you go.
Oh my god.
You won a prize.
Oh, I'd punch that cop right in the fucking mouth. Like, now's not the time. Wise guy. I give credit to that kid. I'd be a fucking mess if I was stuck in one of those. I would be freaking out.
Do you know how long he was in there for?
Oh god. I'm gonna go conservatively, hopefully. 30 minutes.
1 hour.
Jesus.
But it'd be like a kid's, like, he doesn't, as a 3-year-old, you're not going to know that you shouldn't be in there.
Right.
You're in heaven. Look at all the toys you got.
Oh my god, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you got a massive Hello Kitty poster behind you. It's nice and colourful. Everyone's looking at you. Center of attention.
Yeah, he probably enjoyed it.
Yeah, and because I saw another story on it where they interviewed the parents.
Mhm.
According to the parents, he was happy as a pig in shit because he loves cops.
Jesus
So when
Christ.
they turned up, he was like, "Wow,
oh,
this
that's
is
sick.
awesome! Yeah, how could this day get better?"
Oh my god, what? That's insane. That's fucking insane. I can't. But he had to have been quick as hell to get in there, though.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't try the two plays for $5 just to see if
You
they could
know,
get him out
I saw
before
the
they called the
sticker and
cops.
I was like, did they at least try it once?
Yeah, because that window would have cost more than $5.
Seriously, they had to have at least tried once. And like, all right, grab onto the claw when it comes down, and then his little tiny fingers probably couldn't get to it.
The company too that does those, because I know they've got to go around every so often and obviously
Oh
fill them
yeah,
up, with or take the money out and
yeah. They're
restock
fucking
them.
millions of dollars.
They must have been a fair distance away
I would think.
because the malls and the shopping centres don't do it. They
No,
don't own them, don't service
God
them.
no.
So for them to have to break it, you'd think, no, the person with the key, they must cover a large area to not be able to get there in a timely manner to save them smashing it open.
Yeah, seriously, because I'm sure they're gonna be pissed. They're gonna be like, well, now we're not gonna give you a new machine.
Right.
You're letting dumbass kids crawl up in there.
Yeah, fun fact, in China, that's how you get a baby girl.
Jesus Christ. The fact wasn't fun. Nothing about China is fun except their Kenny Rogers chicken. The fact that they're monopolizing Kenny Rogers chicken for their own people. I still can't get over that. It's wild to me. I genuinely thought like I would get my arms stuck in those machines more. Like I thought it would be a much bigger part of my life being stuck in machines.
I hate the ones that just have the little chocolate bars and Snickers and Mars bars and
Yes,
all them.
yes.
They'll always pile up on the side and you never get them, and then someone will come along
Yeah.
and they'll get everyone's hard work with just one drop and just like they'll just hit the jackpot. And it's like, motherfucker.
And it's always some fuck. It's either the fattest kid you've ever seen in your life or some anorexic prick who looks like me. There is no in between. No normal person can win it.
Well, ending off the last one with China, we'll go to another story that has to do with China.
China heavy episode.
I know, but a little bit more serious.
Oh, fun. I love when China gets serious.
Now, when you think of spies, what do you think of? Like James Bond?
I think of James Bond and then I think of that politician who was caught like banging a Chinese spy.
Oh, who was that?
Eric Swalwell, I think. Like if you're in DC, just say you're a politician and go on Tinder and spew lies to these spies of China. That's not the point of the story. Yes, that's what I think when I think spies.
But yeah, well, Chinese spy banging the politician or whatever you mentioned then. Now, this is also a Chinese, or suspected Chinese spy, but a different kind of bird. Indian police clear a suspected Chinese spy pigeon after 8 months in bird lockup.
Oh boy. There is a lot of things wrong with that headline.
Not a lot going on in India.
I was just gonna say that. Like they don't have any other bigger issues than to interrogate a pigeon. The fuck are they doing over there? Guess they got enough people. Yeah. We're like, do you hear that?
Who do you work
There's
for?
a Chinese accent.
Who do you work
He's
for?
mixing up his arms. Beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, he doesn't fly, he fries. Okay. Indian police cleared a suspected Chinese spy pigeon after
Jesus.
8 months detention and released it into the wild Tuesday. News agency Press Trust of India reported. That's a great name for a news agency, Press Trust.
Well, I don't trust them at all. So they're off to a terrible start.
The pigeon's ordeal. I never thought I'd read that
Oh,
group
that's
of words
definitely
together.
one of the weirder sentences on the show, and yet I still don't think it'll be the weirdest.
Yeah, okay. So, so the pigeon's ordeal began in May when it was captured near a port in Mumbai with 2 rings tied to its legs, carrying words that looked like Chinese.
Oh, Jesus
So
Christ.
they're not even 100% sure. It looked like Chinese.
So it literally could be anything.
Don't they have Google Translate over there in India? They could just scan the word and go, oh, no, it's not Chinese. It's whatever.
No, it's some little shithead kid who's drawing on a pigeon and then put this little note on it for fun.
So police suspected it was involved in espionage and took it in,
How
later
the
sending
fuck did they come to that conclusion?
I don't know. Well, maybe all the spy gadgets they found under its wing. I don't know. So they sent it to Mumbai's Bhai Sakharbai Dinshaw Petit Hospital for Animals.
How confident are you that you got all of those words correct?
More confident than they were that was a espionage pigeon.
You know what? Fair enough.
Yeah, so eventually it turned out the pigeon was an open water racing bird from Taiwan.
Oh, so yeah. I wouldn't use. Okay. So India's just racist.
Yeah, that had escaped and made its way to India.
All writing looks the same.
So with police permission, the bird was transferred to the Bombay Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, whose doctors set it free on Tuesday. Mumbai police could not be reached for comment. It's not the first time a bird has come under police suspicion in India. In 2020, police in Indian-controlled Kashmir released a pigeon belonging to a Pakistani fisherman after a probe found that the bird, which had flown across the heavily militarized border between the nuclear-armed nations, was not a spy. Also, in 2016, another pigeon was taken into custody after it was found with a note that threatened Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I didn't know pigeons could write, so that's pretty good.
Again, I was going to say, some little shithead kid wrote that. It's like calling in a bomb threat.
It's an old school bomb threat.
Literally, it's as old school as it can get. Using a messenger pigeon.
Worse than snail mail.
Seriously, I'd prefer that. I think the Indians would prefer that too. They seem to be pretty paranoid about these fucking birds.
Pigeons, yeah. Well, aren't pigeons rats with wings? Don't they get that?
I've used that. I do love on Twitter a good conspiracy. Birds aren't real. I've never seen a baby pigeon. Now I have, but it is fun to say that on Twitter. Some people will buy it, and I like the likes, so.
I would just like to see. Have you seen those videos? They're pretty funny when people will find like a bird, or they'll catch a bird, or they'll release a bird that's been injured.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll release it and they'll film it. It's like, and then all of a sudden, like a hawk will come out of nowhere and grab it. Yeah. I've just got it in my head that, they've released this pigeon that's not a spy, that all of a sudden, hawks come out or someone shot it down, or...
If a hawk takes a pigeon, the Indians are going to have a full-on panic attack. They'll be like, what kind of fucking war missile is that? They're thinking these pigeons have this master plan to take over India. Clearly, get those people like a Valium. They should calm down a little bit. I know they have some nuclear power is what they're saying there. I understand being a little jumpy. Not every pigeon is causing espionage or whatever the fuck the term they used.
Espionage. You've never heard that term before.
Oh, I've heard it, but I don't trust them in using the right language here because, again, they think pigeons are going to be the fall of India. It's fascinating to me.
I wonder if they allow the movie The Birds.
Absolutely not. There's not a snowball's chance in hell they let that movie over there. The whole thing is odd to me.
Birdemic. Even Birdemic would be worse.
They'd go into lockdown. They'd just shut down. The whole continent would shut down. Continent. Wait. Is it a continent? No, it's a country.
Australia's the only country/continent.
Right.
We are both.
Right. Because there's a joke I tried to get my work supervisor with that I thought was hilarious. It's like, between Africa and Australia, there's no countries within either of them that start with the letter K. And he's like, Australia's a country. It's like, you are really ruining the fucking joke, dickhead. It's like, can you just say Kenya so I say, Kenya, suck on these balls? It's like, that's what I'm getting at. He's like, Jesus Christ, dude.
It's only Monday. Come on.
That was, I believe, his exact response. It's like, I'm not in the mood. Like, that's why I'm in this mood.
Speaking of moods, it's now time for
Everyone's favorite
Everyone's favorite
Everyone's favorite
nameless podcast segment of the week.
Can someone tell me what a podcast is?
Let's get in the mood. This week, we've got quite possibly. Actually, I was going to say the dumbest video, but maybe not. Maybe I'm the dumbass. Brock and I were talking about this pre-show. This could be a staged video. I could have fallen for something. I've brought some great clips of the week. Maybe I fell for a staged video here. We'll let you guys be the judge. We've got a man proposing in front of a waterfall.
woman.
Oh, yeah, yes, he's not proposing to the waterfall. He's proposing to a woman in front of a waterfall. Well, ultimately, he proposes to the waterfall.
Here we go.
So as you can see, shirt he goes down. Oh, he goes for the hug. She's very happy. And then he drops it into a roaring waterfall. You know what? After watching it a second, that has to be staged.
Yeah, I reckon it is too. I'll tell you why.
Okay, because I think we're going to have the same thought. Because when he gets down to his knee.
One, how's he going to pull her for a start? I mean, look at him. He's like an albino. Like, no way.
He really is. He looks like he might
How's he gotten her? Like, you look at that photo.
I was going to say, look at that smirk. Well, I mean, she's no fucking 10.
Oh, compared to him, he's like a -2. But you look here, right? Dropped it. It stopped. And I reckon he goes to give it a little bit of a nudge there. It doesn't go as fast as what he thinks it will. I reckon it stops there. And he catches up to it. And I reckon he still gives, see, a little flick. A little flick of his hand there.
Yes.
Plus, he's got something in his back pocket too, which might be the actual ring.
That's what I was thinking. Either that or it's a can of Zins, which he's really going to need after this. Hand up. They got me on that one. I saw it quick. I was like, that's hilarious. And then after I sent it, I was like, that is.
Personality can only get you so far, and I don't think it's getting him that far.
Yeah, maybe he's a magician, and that's what she fell in love with.
Or she could be very, very racist, and she only likes white things, and she's like, he's been albino, he's like, that's as white as I'm going to get.
I mean, he looks like he's a part of the Aryan Brotherhood. Like, he fits the mold. They would love to have him. Also, if I was the chick and that was the big joke you played on me, I think at that point I'd be like, that was very funny and everything, but I do think we should see other people, and I'm not going to marry you. That's just me, though.
True.
I don't need jokes and bits on my proposal day.
Yeah, I reckon that could be fake.
Yeah, I think we've definitely fell for, or I fell for a fake video this week.
You fell for it. I've just put it up there to show everyone that you fell for it.
Exactly. In my defense, I looked quick and I did find it funny at first because I hate happiness, and I was like, I really hope this happened to some very happy couple.
All right, well, until next week, take it easy.
Peace.